Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into Google's NotebookLM, but probably not in the way you've been using it. We're going to break down the complete workflow that separates the casual user from a top-tier research professional.
And honestly, let's just start with this idea right here, because it's so true. The average person, what do? They upload a file, ask a simple question, and then they're done. Look, that's a massive underutilization of a tool that's built for so much more. It's time we get this thing out of first gear.
And the difference is, well, it's night and day. On one side, you've got a simple Q&A, but on the other, you have a comprehensive system for discovery, for validation, and for creation. That journey from amateur to pro, that's exactly what we're going to map out right here in this explainer.
To make that leap, it really all begins with a mindset shift. You absolutely have to stop thinking about this tool as just another chatbot. Instead, think of it as a research intelligence system. You see, this is a complete workflow that works for you. It can autonomously go out and discover sources, it checks their reliability, and then it helps you transform that rock-solid information into reports, slides, you name it. It's a full cycle, not just a one-off query. Okay, so let's talk about building on that new mindset, because the quality of everything, and I mean everything, you generate is decided right here, at the very beginning. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. If your sources are weak, your results will be weak, period. Mastering this foundation really just comes down to 3 key steps that, frankly, most users completely overlook. First, you've got to get organized with notebooks for each topic. Second, think strategically about the kinds of sources you're using. And third, and this is crucial, validate everything before you even start.
So instead of just dumping in a few PDFs, you need to think like a strategist. You're trying to create a web of information, right? You get the rigor from academic papers, the easy explanations from YouTube lectures, and the real-world context from blog posts. When you layer these different formats, you get a 360-degree view that you just can't get from a single file type.
And this just brilliantly shows the power of letting the tool do the heavy lifting for you. Deep Research Mode basically launches an AI agent that finds dozens of sources, evaluates them, synthesizes a whole report, and then puts the best ones right into your notebook. We're talking about compressing hours of manual searching into just minutes. Now, what's really cool about this slide is how it turns validation into a concrete process. Before you ask a single question about your actual topic, ask NotebookLM to create a table, just like this one. It immediately flags if your sources are outdated, if the authors are credible, or if you're accidentally mixing hard research with, just opinion pieces.
Okay, so with that strong, validated foundation in place, the next step is to gain precise, almost surgical control over the AI's focus. This is how you go from getting those generic summaries to getting sharp, specific analysis. Most users just skip right past the settings, but honestly, this is a total game changer. By setting a custom goal, you're telling the AI to adopt a specific persona, like a skeptical research analyst. And by asking for longer responses, you're signaling that you want a deep analysis, not just some surface-level summary. And this right here, this is the ultimate pro move for getting deep, focused answers. See, when you ask a question with 50 sources checked, the AI has to generalize. But if you uncheck everything and then select only, say, the 3 most relevant technical papers, you're telling the AI exactly where to look. The result? A much sharper, more accurate, and way more useful answer. Okay, let's dive into the payoff. This is all about turning that validated research into professional, ready-to-use content. This is where the whole workflow really comes to life. So a word of advice, never just hit generate. Take control. By giving really specific instructions for the focus, the tone, and the length, you can transform what would be a generic audio summary into a custom-made research brief, tailored to exactly what you need. And you can even direct the visual output. Instead of just asking for an infographic, specify the style you're going for. Tell it you want a clean, professional design with a specific color scheme, maybe something like black, gray, and some teal-blue accents. This turns complex data from your sources into a clear, shareable, and on-brand visual in just minutes. This same principle applies to presentations. Direct the AI to create a deck for a specific audience, maybe a technical one, and tell it to focus on the most important points. This workflow basically automates the whole process, from pulling key insights to structuring the narrative and designing clean, professional slides.
And remember, NotebookLM is so much more than just a chat window. You've got to use the other tools. Generate a technical white paper, create a mind map to see the hidden connections between your sources. You can even build a quiz to test your own understanding of the material. This is what turns raw information into a true knowledge system.
So let's bring it all together. Here it is, the complete professional workflow. It starts with autonomous discovery and validation, it moves through precise configuration and filtering, and it ends with directed multi-format content generation. See, the key isn't just knowing the features exist, it's about following the entire process from start to finish.
The real takeaway here isn't just about NotebookLM. It's that this strategic approach, validating sources, defining your goals, directing the AI, this is a skill that applies far beyond just this one application. It's a new, much more powerful way to work with information. So the real question is, where are you going to apply this workflow next?